Okay, we're going to talk about automated expense transfers. And of course, the expense transfer usually concerns itself with labor, not always, but I would, in my experience, 80 to 90%, almost more, has to do with labor. So I submitted two reports here, one for an employee with last name Bean and another with last name Wakefield. And so they've already returned. So here's how you start the process. A little bit more about the parameters. It's company 1100, and then where it says account, I just put 2401 and I leave the accounting unit blank and so forth, and then the date for the entire year. We can take a look at that later, but for the sake of the video. So let's click this. We're going to go report actions, view. We're going to say okay. We're going to just click create CSV, and we're going to open it. And right here in column P, you see that's Bean. I'm going to scroll down to the very bottom, the next empty cell. I'm going to minimize. I'm going to go back and then get the other file. So you could have one or more PR295s. In this case, we're working with two, and we're going to combine them into a single file. View, and then, of course, the internet stops working. Isn't that something? Let me go back to PR295. And let's go to Print Manager. So at least you get to see things that can happen. So let's go try this one more time. Wakefield, report actions, view. Let's see if it crashes again. And go to create CSV. I'm going to open. And this time, so here we see Wakefield in column P. I'm going to select the top row, shift control arrow to the right, shift control down to get all the rows, control C for copy or edit copy, whichever is your preference. I'm going to go to the other file, to the next blank row, and say paste. Okay, so now we have two files combined. This tab name needs to say PR295. In some cases it doesn't. So since it does, we're going to go Control Home, and we're going to say File, Save As. We're going to browse, and we're going to overwrite. We're going to browse. I have a shortcut, but we're going to browse to Access, and here's the path. Title I Funding Text Steve Access, ET-app. At this point, I'm going to change CSV to Excel, and I'm going to overwrite the PR295. Don't be afraid to overwrite it. Okay. Now at this point, we can close it and close the other one. We can minimize the Lawson. And now we're going to pull up the Access application, which is right here. Same path. And you see that you have a query design and filter, source file location. We have a training video, which you're looking at now. Now we're going to output the transfer to Excel. And here's the steps, by the way. And here's the parameters. If you can see that, you can change those parameters, but you basically specify an employee number. In this case, I put 2401 right here, so I just get the Title I. So I'm going to output the item, and I get a reminder here. Copy this data to the right side of your expense transfer. So the information we're about to pop up goes on the right side of the expense transfer, which will also pop up. Okay, so there it is. We got Bean, and we've got, if I page down here, we've got Wakefield combined into a nice little file. So this particular expense transfer is 111 rows long. For the simplicity of the video, let's apply some filters. And let's just isolate 930. Let me see, 930 of 2016. I'm going to deselect all, then I'm just going to select 2016 and September. Now we have both Wakefield and Bean have transactions. Here's the check numbers, here's the date. So you just begin copying and pasting the employee number, Control C, go over to back to Access and click Yes, and I got it to where the expense transfer form pops up, and the reference information goes here in column A, paste values, go back to the data, and let's pick up the accounting unit through the category, Control C, and again this goes on the right hand side of the expense transfer, and starting right here, paste values. Now I've made this mistake. You need to have, wherever it says leading zero, you need to apply the leading zero. So in this case, 0 2061, copy that down, and there's a leading zero here for the category, so we know that the category is, if category is 0, then it's 5 zeros, 2 3 4 5, and copy that down. Now we're just missing the amount, so we go back, pick up the amount, Control C, and that goes in column H, paste values. Notice how this auto-populates, column O auto-populates, and then this information, the left-hand side, let me put 2401 here in column I, Control D, and chances are the company will be the same here, Control V. Now, as to where the new accounting unit account, that'll have to come from your research or your email or what have you. This application just gives you the right-hand side of the expense transfer. Now the check numbers. Okay, so you go back to the downloaded file. Here's your check numbers: 639 753 and 639 718. That would go here in the check, where just to put those check numbers there. I'm just going to say 239 and 336 just for grins, and then you would type a justification, fill in today's date, location name, location number, requested by, and check payment says see below, and this is a formula which takes just adds these numbers. Okay, so then you would save it and save it as a name. So let's do that. File, save as, browse. You can put it wherever you want it, but I'm going to overwrite PR295 training. Okay, so that's really it. If you have any questions, stop by, but you can always refer to this video and stop it where you need to stop it, and just kind of go step by step.